What is up, my veggies? My name is VTR, and welcome back to the movie review. And today we're going to be reviewing Terrifier. Terrifier. Let's go. I'm going to jump straight into the synopsis we have here from Rotten Tomatoes. A maniac clown terrorizes 3 women on Halloween night. Yeah, that's basically the whole synopsis. It's really simple. The movie's very simple in what it's going for. Now, those of you that aren't familiar with Terrifier, actually, I reviewed his debut film. A little while ago, All Hallows Eve, which was an anthology film that had Art the Clown in it. It's not really he originated. He was in a couple short films before that. But besides that, that was the start of his filmography, I guess you could say. And now, with literally as of recording this, at least in my theaters, that Terrifier 2 comes out tomorrow for me, and I'm going to be going to see that tomorrow. So, I know Terrifier 2 came out at some film festivals, but I'm not going to get into Terrifier 2 right now. We're going to talk about the first one, which, going into this, I don't know where my expectations were because of the All Hallows Eve movie. I don't really factor in the second All Hallows Eve movie because, well, yeah, obviously. But this movie, obviously, was something that piqued my interest because I knew that it was bloody. I knew that it had a lot of interesting kills. And, obviously, that's something I enjoy when it comes to horror. So, and clowns have always been an interesting, from Pennywise to Killer Clowns from Outer Space and just killer clowns in general. There's so many movies out there. Stitches. There's so many out there that I just can't list them all off. Killjoy. I reviewed those not that long ago. Actually, a couple years ago, I reviewed those movies. With that being said, though, this movie is really, really odd. What's the synopsis? I don't know if I read it off already. I'm gonna read it off real quick. A maniac clown terrorizes 3 women on Halloween night. That's exactly what the movie is. I don't know if I said that already or not, but I have bad memory. Dang, I really should not have worn a white shirt and this hat. They really did not. It messes with the camera a lot, actually. That's weird. I'll take this off. I was wearing this because it's a Pennywise hat. I thought clowns, it works, I guess. Let's take it off for the rest of the review. But I am super excited to talk about this movie, actually, because I didn't know where my expectations lied with this movie. I was, all over the place. I'm like, okay, so is this going to be good? Is this going to be bad? What are we going for here? What are we going for with this film? What is the I don't know. I had very weird expectations for this movie. I had very weird expectations for it. With that being said, I still have mixed feelings on the movie because let's get to the positives first. I think the kills are really interesting and the effects are okay. They're not the best makeup effects and everything, but it's all practical, no CG, so I gotta give them that. Obviously, a lot of it does not look as convincing as they started doing some other movies, but it still looks all pretty good, I think, for the small budget. And I think this movie's small budget actually adds to the feel of it, which is really nice. I like when a movie's budget, a small budget, doesn't ruin it, because some movies' small budgets can ruin the feel of a movie. This one doesn't. A problem I do have with the movie is the movie doesn't feel like it has a structure. Doesn't feel like it has a film or a overall plot. Hence that synopsis I read. I really don't know what this movie feels very, very rocky when it tries to go to a story. Even though sometimes I do feel like gore and stuff can still provide a pleasant experience. For a horror fan, I still want at least somewhat semblance of a decent story. There is a story here, but the story is literally the clown's just trying to kill people. It's literally, I guess that's what a lot of people want to see, but we don't get anything about what art really is. Is he a person? Is he a creature? We don't really know much about that, and what I know about him, he might have some supernatural powers, especially by the end of this movie, because of what we've seen in All Hallows Eve. But it's definitely odd the way Terrifier, the story is handled, and it's an elaborate set of kills, and like I said, it's a very bloody and gory horror film, and I feel like this would have been something back in the day that I would have been terrified if I saw it as a kid. Personally, I like his design, like the black and white clown. You normally see the red hair and the red nose. That's what you normally see when it comes to clowns. This is different. This is new, and I like this. I really do like where they take this direction and where they try to figure things out with this, and I really do enjoy where they're going with it. I think with that clown design, even though it does look cheap, but I think, like I said, the cheapness of it really adds to it, and the facial structure, I don't know if that's all makeup or if that's the actual actor's facial structure, but it looks really nice. But like I said, there is some like weird makeup effects. There's like a character. It starts out with this whole like, oh, this is the survivor of this, and they got a messed up face, and that looks really weird. I'm like, that. I don't know why y'all went with that. You could have done something better with that. And then some decisions that are made, I guess story wise, are really weird. The movie starts out knowing like, okay, this is the person that's going to survive. They do the whole distorted face thing, so you kind of can't figure out who it's going to be. So you got these two characters in here, you're going to think it's going to wind up being this one character, it's going to be your final girl, and she's going to last to the end of the movie, but it's weird. It's one of those weird horror movies that really aren't structured very well, but I think it's an alright time. I think some people are gonna have a kick out of this movie. Me personally, I just would personally give it a 3 out of 5. I feel like that's a fine place to throw this. I don't think it's got some. I don't know. It's really. I don't really know where I'd throw it. Actually, maybe. You know what? No, I don't think it's bad, but I also think it needs more structure, and maybe 3.5. 3 is not 3.5. Maybe 3 is too generous. 3 out of 5 is too generous. I don't know though. I really don't know what to think about I don't really know how to rate it. I'll just give it middle ground and give it. It's not that bad, but it's not. I don't see myself rewatching this first movie. It's not really something that like is a fantastic. It's a nice little horror movie that is not really anything crazy except for these crazy over the top kills. But I think I don't know. I wanted more structure out of it, and this is coming from someone who like. Normally, good kills can save a horror movie for me, but for some reason here it just doesn't flow as well. At least like with some movies, like at least there's the Friday the 13th stuff and something like that. There's like some semblance of a story there. This one it just feels like, yeah, you got a small premise here, and there's actually some stuff that's borrowed from the All Hallows Eve movie. I don't know if they're involved in the short films or not, but. I don't know. That's all I gotta say for this review. I don't really know what else to say. I guess I'll give it a 2.5. That's where it's gonna go. Final verdict. I don't think it's bad, and my rating system is already broken as all heck. But whatever. I think on Rotten Tomatoes it has a 56 from critics and a 55 from audiences. So audiences and critics, at least from Rotten Tomatoes standpoint, are pretty much on the same level with this movie. Me personally, I thought it was all right. I didn't think anything crazy of it. But what do you guys think of Terrifier? I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments. It's an interesting film. I'm very interested to know what you guys think of it. let me know down in the comment section below. And yes, I will make sure the next review that I do, I'm going to make it Return to Sleepaway Camp. That's what you guys are getting. Return to Sleepaway Camp. That's all I got to say for this video, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.